Welcome back to the NSP podcast. I'm your host Mackolous, and I got here today 3D Shay Monya, Trelly, my boy Renzo, and we have a special guest in the building.
Oh yeah,
my man Tied to Legit.
You know what's going on,
philanthropist, musical artist coming out of Edgewood, Maryland.
Yes, Lord.
And he's here today to talk about the deep topic that we have in discussion today, which is what is something from your childhood that helped shape you into the person that you are today? But first and foremost, I'm gonna let my man introduce himself. Tell you what he got going on. Tell you about his life a little bit. Talk to
all right. I go by Tied to Legit, better known as Tied to Legit. Basically, what I got going on right now is, well, do y'all want me to give y'all like my back story?
Get in what you want.
Well, alright, I'm gonna put it like this, man. Well, I'm known for many things, you feel me? If it ain't hooping, then it's rapping, then it's taking care of the youth, then it's clothing, then it's shit. I even cook, you know what I'm saying? We do it all, you feel what I'm saying? But as of right now, I'm focusing on my album. It's called The Finale. Life on a G. I know y'all heard the first couple, you know what I'm saying? So this the finale. So I'm taking it all the way back, you feel me? And bringing something new to it. I got a big feature on there. I ain't gonna say no names, but just know, it's a big feature on there. I host open mics every 2 weeks on Sundays at Sizzle downtown. Well, what is it?
White
Marsh, you know what I mean? But yeah, shit. That's from 6 to 10, you know what I mean? Happy hour from 6 to 7. It's a good vibe, you feel what I'm saying? We be having artists come from everywhere. Like, we just had somebody come from Arkansas. Another person came from Memphis. Like, they be traveling to come down, you know what I'm saying? So definitely, we got a lot coming, man. Just stay tuned.
Yes, Lord. That's tough, man. Yeah, this nigga right here, boy. He different, my dude. That's why I tell you. That's why, overall, I wanted to get you on here because you can talk about everything that you do. You know what I mean? You do a lot for your community as a guy our age already doing. You like an OG to these little niggas, man. These little kids growing up, man. So it's like that's why I fuck with it, my dude. And
paying your flowers early.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you your flowers now before you. Show enough, bro. I'm gonna give you your flowers that's right now. You don't want it, but don't give them to me when I die. Give them to me now. You feel me? That's a fact. And rest in peace, Takeoff.
Long live Takeoff.
Long live Take, man. That's another thing, but we can go ahead and go on.
We go.
To actually see where you started from. We known each other for some time.
Yeah,
a long time. You know what I'm saying? So from then and there, see what you're doing, bro. I'm proud of you, man. So,
appreciate you, man.
Keep doing what you gotta do. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep inspiring. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Grow as one.
Now, anybody can open it up if they feel like don't nobody probably want to answer this question first.
I'll let the special guest
I wanted him to answer first, but in case he needs some time to think about it, you know what I'm saying? What do you feel like something that has been from your childhood that has shaped the person that you are today?
Look, it's many things, but my main is seeing everybody change around me. You feel what I'm saying? My main thing and my main focus was always to be myself. So like seeing everybody, literally everybody around me form into what they so-called, I don't know, man. Basically all that. So it's like, I was always that person that stayed the same. So when people started to come around, like new faces and stuff, and I started seeing people start to adapt to their ways and everything, like it just baffled me, you feel what I'm saying? And I never wanted to be that type, so that's one of the reasons why I started taking care of the youth, you know what I mean? Because I wanted them to come up the right way, you feel me? Because a lot of these kids is just bored. Like, they ain't got nothing to do. Like, literally, like, I be going on the block, and, like, I do stuff, like, without the camera, you feel what I'm saying?
Indeed.
You know what I mean? So, like, that's why I get the respect I get, because when they see that you doing it genuinely, and I do it like every other day or every day, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it could be the little things. Hey, yo, y'all thirsty? What y'all doing? All right, come on, hop in the car, we gone. You feel me? Little stuff like that. That stuff like sit with them. You feel what I'm saying? And I guess that like shaped me into like this OG neighborhood hero thing. I never really wanted that. You feel what I'm saying? I was always just that cool little hooping dude, and I got the rap, and you feel me? But just seeing everybody change, I mean, that's what really shaped me into what I became, you feel me? I didn't want everybody else to fall, all these youngins to fall victim to that as well. That's one of the reasons why I don't smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people, a lot of my guys, like, they'll be like, oh, I'm not going to have a smoke. I'm not going to have a smoke. Not saying nothing wrong with that. I know y'all get blazed.
Yes, Lord.
Not saying nothing wrong with it, you feel me? It's just, that's just me.
Mental, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
It's different. There's a different thing, but that's why, you know, you like being your authentic self.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, that's kind of what shit stand for too.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's who we stand for. I mean, that's what legit mean, being your authentic self. So that's what's up, my nigga. Like, keep teaching these kids that, because a lot of us, we disguised by social media, what we see on the gram, what we see on Twitter, shit like that, and want to live up to an image that we really not, instead of just being who the fuck we are. So that's what's up, my dude. I don't want to go next on this question, yo. I want to hear somebody else answers before I go. So, anybody willing to lay it out there on the table? I want to hear a specific event too, like something that specifically happened that turned you around. Like, yo.
Oh yeah, I got one.
My brother going to jail.
Really? I thought you were gonna say something completely different.
No, I was on my brother going to jail, and then my mother died. When my brother went to jail when I was 6, like 6, 7. But, you know what I'm saying, at that age, you always look up to your older brother, you know what I'm saying? Because everything he was doing, you wanted to do. And you ain't realize, like, what he was doing wasn't really what you really wanted to do, because you seen the consequences behind it. But then, when I found out my mother had cancer, I didn't know how fatal like cancer can get, like how fatal it can be, until like I started seeing the weight loss, the weakness, and like I'm 2013, 15. So like I see it, but I'm trying to act like I don't see it. But in reality, like that shit getting fatal. So then when I got the phone call, she going on hospice, I didn't know what hospice was. I thought it meant like, oh, all right, it's the next step. We about to get better. I didn't know that was the final run. Like, there's nothing else we can do type shit, until my father really explained it to me, and my aunt is from side. So I'm like, that, like, I didn't process with me. And I still remember that night, like it was just yesterday. That whole day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That shit. And I find the words in my father that I heard. It's like, make sure he good and make sure he graduate. So ever since then, it's just like, that's how I've been living for.
Damn.
For sure.
Yeah, Slim, I remember that day. Stay strong though, my nigga, forever. You've been living, hey, look, she'll be proud of you, my nigga. Simple. That's a fact. Just hope you know that. No cap. I don't even know how to go from there, my nigga. Motherfucking heart weighing heavy over here. But no, if we getting into battle stories and shit like that, I can go next. So we can just keep it going. I think one event that happened, was with Wawa and Ern. Nick know who I'm talking about. I was a kid when I, looking up to my older cousins, and especially Wawa, like he was that young guy that always had a good spirit with me. You know what I mean? I never expected none of the other negative stuff that I heard. But he was that spirited young cat that we used to hang with when we used to go out, of course, and we had fun. We enjoyed our moments. He always had a smile on his face. And he committed suicide over a death of my other older cousin. And I didn't know what death was around that time. Like, I didn't really understand how vital it and like what it really meant to die. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he died like, I was like 9, maybe probably 8, 9, something around that age.
I mean,
how old was you?
Ern died when I was 13.
And Wawa died later.
So he
than that.
died like 20, like
If you was
11, 13, something like that.
So I was probably like 7, 8
Yeah,
around the time frame.
Maybe 6 years difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's about that age.
Yeah, so yeah, around that time frame, and I didn't know what it was until my mother had to sit me down and break it down to me what was going on involved in the situation, and it kind of shaped me to understand that, you know, taking your life is real. Like, people actually do this. Like, they don't just, you know what I mean, bluff about it. It's something that's really can be wrong with you mentally and take over your brain. So yeah, and then they told me the whole story when I got older, of course, more in depth. But that kind of shaped me to just realize, you know what I mean, like, that it's not everybody put a smile on their face, but a lot of people got shit going on in the background that you don't know about. And as a kid, I had to learn that with that situation, because I thought Wawa was the coolest young nigga growing up. You feel me? Had a gold tooth in his mouth, all this shit at a young age. But you know what I mean? And I think he don't realize. He don't realize how many lives he had affected by that situation, because he's only thinking about that. But you know what I mean, at that moment, that was kind of like one of the things that really shaped me as a child. You know what I mean? So that's you know, my main thing right there, when I really learned what death was. And of course, death over years has shown me that, you know, is inevitable. But that was the main thing as a kid that really took me. You know what I mean? I would say shaped my life a little bit. So I'm gonna piggyback on that.
So we talking about events.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we was
I'm gonna let
doing.
y'all go ahead. I'll go again.
I say I could piggyback off Chauncey when it comes to that portion of it, because I feel like that first initial death, like with Aaron, like it fucked me up.
Indeed.
Because I was just like what? Like, people can die type shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like everybody has that moment.
And they were so young.
Yeah, they were so young.
They was out. They was, what, 15, 16 maybe?
Aaron was like 18 maybe.
Aaron was older, but I know Wawa was probably like in his 15, 14, like, and you would never think no 14, 15-year-old going to die. Like, so yeah, and seeing that as a child, you know, that fuck yeah.
And like, from my perspective, it was like, at that moment, people was dying like every 2 years, like family. And that happened for like a while, like up until my 20s. And so like a bunch of people passing away kind of like really messed me up for a minute. I'm not gonna lie, like it kind of put me in like a somber state. Like I say all the time, like back in the day, like I felt like I was gonna die.
Damn.
Like, cause to see your cousins, people that you kind of look up to, and like, you follow behind them in a sense, and it's like, you just feel like, damn, because it was Wawa, it was Ern, it was Brandon.
Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney. It was like, I had family on my father's side too that was like older people. They ended up like passing away too off of like medical stuff. So it just felt like all around, like it was just very somber. And I think that's why like I always wanted to like hang around family more and be a part of family more, but I guess like with my personality and being like, I keep saying introverted, but it's like it's hard for me to sometimes reach out to people when I want to, and then like from seeing them pass away, it felt like stuff isn't guaranteed, and things can happen at any point in time around the corner.
Cause you became the big cousin around that time.
Yeah,
you was the oldest one. Like now you gotta look up like the shit fall on your shoulders. So
so it's like it was a very weird time for me, and I felt like that's what kept me like in my shell and not really like doing much of stuff, but just staying to myself. Because it was like I just didn't know how to process information that early, or my emotions that early. Yeah. I just felt sad.
Yeah, and me working with kids and us working at an alternative school is kind of like, you see that these kids got stories to tell. Yeah. And
young.
Yeah, super young. Like at 12 years old. You feel me? Right. It's like, and then now, what you just said, they not able to process nothing right now. Really. I mean, they think they're thoughts, but they really not. You feel what I'm saying? And they can't process it like how they think, and it's sickening to see. Right. You know what I mean?
And I'll tell you another specific example. I was in another long-term relationship, the one I was before my wife, and my grandmother on my father's side, she just really wanted me, like, I was whipping at the time, like newly whipping, so she just wanted me to like pick up and like either take on an errand or just go somewhere. Yeah. And like I was so invested inside my relationship at the time. it's like I never got around to it. And she passed.
Damn.
And so, like, every car that I get now, I name after her.
Shorty. Woo. Y'all
So
make this shit
that
emotional
fucking
here, man. God damn. You good though, big dog? Alright, my dog. Shake it off.
But what y'all got? Talk to me. Day. I know y'all been quiet this whole time.
Ah, man.
Talk to your boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little deep.
You go ahead.
Hey, look, y'all. I know
I
as
want me
the,
to go first.
yeah, I about to say, but I know y'all used to us laughing, giggling, but sometimes we gotta do this, yo. We take this as therapy, y'all. So this is kind of like the way we vent to each other, and you know, even to share these moments with a special guest is still, you know, that's how I show you we really genuine. Like this ain't no joke. It's really family around here. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Go ahead, big dog.
Oh, speaking of that, I just saw my Duke saying she was telling me I was having a little shindig tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
I'm in
yeah,
there,
yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Pulling up with sodas and all that shit. It's like, nah, but all seriousness, event that really shaped me into somebody I am today. My father, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, he never was like, you know, it was the typical not really around, blah, blah, blah. So I never really believed in like stereotypes and stuff like that. But how my mom looked at it was he always paid his child support. So he was, how I looked at it was, you only literally come around just to beat me. You feel what I'm saying? Like he'll literally like say like, hey dad, I got a basketball game. Oh, I can't make that. Hey, I got this. I can't make that. I can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. But as soon as my mom would call him, like, oh, he acting up in school. Oh, he doing this, he doing that. He always be there, like to take his hangout or something. You feel me? Like I was genuinely scared of this man. You feel what I'm saying? So this was, I'm talking like 8, 9, 10, 11. I was scared of this man. Like whenever she would call me, it was like a fear until I had to really speak up about it. Like, look, man, like I'm not about to keep going for that. You feel me? Like he came to my school one time. You feel me? Like on some like type time, like telling the teacher like to choose me every time and stuff. And then once I got one wrong, like he tried to take me to the bathroom. I'm not going. Like, you feel me? Like, this is stuff that I really came up with, you feel me? So it's like, it started like hitting harder and harder and harder. And then like one time he told me like he got big with me on some tight time. I'm getting older now.
Yeah.
You feel me? That okay. I want to see it now. You feel me? So it was like, yo, that was my enemy. You feel what I'm saying? So one of the main things that hit me the hardest too, like he told me that he had a present for me for graduation, all this stuff, right? So it was his car. He was supposed to give me the car. So he took me to test drive and all that. Boom. He was like, look, I'm giving you this. I just need you to go do such and such. So I said, all right. So I went and I did what he told me. I come to get the car. He straight told me he sold it. I'm like, huh? Like, yeah, she offered me this, that, and the third. But the way he put it was like the car was in good condition, all this stuff, right? And actually he tried to make me pay him like $400 or something like that. And I had it though, you feel me? Yeah. So like, he was trying to make the car seem like it was in good condition and everything. But when I came back with the stuff and somebody offered him more, it had this wrong with it, this and that. I'm like, but you just was boom. So and then another thing too, you feel what I'm saying? Like graduation come around, he tell my mom, Deuce, if his new girlfriend can't come, then he not coming. You feel me? We didn't have enough tickets. You feel me? So he's like, if she can't come, I'm not coming. Yeah. What does that really matter? You feel what I'm saying? So what hit me hardest about that, he went to his stepson graduation like a year after that, and he's known, like, you feel me, in the Aberdeen area and stuff like that. So it was like, I'm looking like that's crazy. So don't get me wrong, you feel what I'm saying? Like, even then, like, I still was trying to, but like, some other things happened, like I said about the beatings and all that, boom, 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 that still was continuing. So when this man came to me like, man, Maji, you just didn't come to my graduation. He comes to my doorstep, doom, 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 doom. Now on the door, man, mind you, I'm a little older now, you feel me, boom. got a little hair on my face, you know, looking good. So like, nah. But he on some tight time like, hey, I'm here to invite y'all to my wedding. And my ma Duke's hair, like she here, boom, straight time, look at it. I just look him in his face, I said, yo, like what is this? Like what are you getting right now? Like where didn't you know I just graduated, right?
Yeah.
He like where was you at for that? Like, you feel me? Boom, bop. Like, it really brought tears to my mind. Like, I'm getting big with him. Like, he was like, I was like, you know, I'm about to have a kid too, right? You feel me? He was like, oh, da da da. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a good father. He was like, why you saying that like I wasn't a good father? Da da da. I said, tell me a time where you was a good father, and I'll shut up right here. You feel me? So he was like, man, I'm just here to die. I said, here, man, just take that. You feel me? I didn't want to disrespect him. You feel me? Still my father. Didn't want to disrespect him. Hey, man, take that. We don't need it. Me and my sister got the same father. Yeah. She feel the same type way. Just gave it to him, man. Take that. Boom. So me and him ain't talked for 2 years after that. Well, probably even more than that. And then just last year in November, he passed. But I watched him die. Like, they called us up to the hospital, you feel me? Like, damn, she about to bring a tear to a nigga. I'm good.
That's what we here for.
But when he was like, he didn't meet his grandchildren, nothing, you feel me? So like, when I'm watching him about to pass, like, when we went in there, his heart rate was like 101 over like 80, something like that. I'm watching it just drop and drop and drop, and as it was doing it, I'm just having flashbacks of everything that, you feel me? Like, I swear to God, like it was like a movie. I'm just really sitting there just watching them, like, and then like tears just dropping. I'm just like, and everybody think I'm crying for him. I'm crying because like I'm like, ooh, like, you feel me? So all I did was I just grabbed his hand. I was just like, I forgive you. You feel me?
Right there,
I forgive you. You feel me? Like, I forgive you, boom. And that's when I wrote that song, Just Pray. You feel me? So it was like, after that whole little situation and stuff, what like gave me like a sense of like forgiveness and everything. It was like, damn, like, no matter what people do to you, like, it takes a lot out of you to be able to forgive somebody after something like that. You feel me?
Yeah, man.
Like, it took a lot out of me to do that, but like, as I did it, it was like boom, and like I literally watched this man take his last like breath, like, and it was like once it happened, it was like a vibration went through me, like I knew he was gone. It was like crazy, but like, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. That was just something like that really like.
No, that was the biggest word you said right there. It was forgiveness.
Yeah.
Sure. You don't forgive, you gonna live with that shit the rest of your life, bro.
That take a lot.
Damn.
To actually mean it. Not just saying I forgive you, but to actually.
All right, yo, we got
I
two more.
forgive you.
Four down, 2 more to go. Come on, let's go, man. Let me get my tears out the way.
You want me to go? You go.
You go ahead.
Well, something that shaped my childhood or shaped me today, I bounced around a lot as a kid, all over the place, like from the city to the county to Virginia to back. But I would say a specific move that kind of shaped me was my decision. Cause I put the quotes around decision because they asked me, but at the same time, it was a conversation later down the line that pretty much was saying that I didn't really have a choice at the end of the day. But the decision that I made to move out Edgewood was something that I feel like that shaped me, because looking back at it, a lot of stuff could have went different. Like just my life in general, like my basketball career, like a lot of stuff. But I feel like just me bouncing around as much as I did played a big part in the way I move, the way I carry myself. Like I'm an introvert, mostly because of that. Like I can't get close to people because I got close to too many people around those ages where I was 6, 7, 8 years old, 9 years old, and I had people who was my best friends. Like you remember Trey? Yeah. I was exactly, and I left.
That shit hurt.
But like that was the first person I met when I moved in the house, and he was like my best friend. That was the person I said we was gonna go to high school together. We both played basketball. We was gonna play basketball. Like, and after I met him in 5th grade. After 7th grade, I was gone.
So like, and that's just one example of shit that happened to me like that. So like, I find it hard to get close to people because it always takes me back to like, okay, maybe something's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to dip. Like that's why, like we went to high school. Tyrone went to high school with me. Like he'll tell you, like I used to walk from point A to point B. Tyrone used to say something to me about it all the time. Like I wouldn't stop in the hallway to say nothing to nobody. It was just point A to point B. If I saw him, I might say what's up with some shit like that. But other than that, point A to point B, I can't really. And I feel like that has a big part in my relationships because it's hard for me to open up because of the fact that I've always had y'all, of course, but it's a little bit different because I kind of expected that from y'all, like, because y'all expected from me. We've been locked in for too long to be able for me to feel like I can't open up to y'all. Yeah, nigga, welcome to death row. Exactly, same type shit. But at the same time, everybody wants to have. Of course, everybody wants to have that with their significant other, but I've just always been so closed off. Yeah. So, and I feel like that
became your natural self.
Exactly. It just became who I was. Now I don't like it at the same time because as you see, y'all been saying something to me about it lately. D's been trying to break out of the show. D is doing this. D is doing that, and I've been doing my best because I don't like it, and it's been something I've been trying to work on for years, and I feel like that is a big part of why this depression shit got as deep as it got is because I wasn't feeling I wanted to, but I didn't feel like I could open up to anybody. Like I wanted to call one of y'all, call anybody, but I didn't feel like I could, just because. I'll bring it. I get what you're saying. Moment of truth here.
Shay Monya.
So yeah, mine was like a specific instance. So when I was in 7th grade, I lived like maybe a 10-minute walk away from my school, so I used to, walk to school every day. We had to be there by 8, like if you wanted breakfast or whatever, but like 8:45 was like, after this you late. And I don't know why this day, I guess I was late because I didn't see any other kids walking to school, like everybody was already in there. And so I'm walking, and I'm like halfway there, and this guy, I don't want to call him a guy, like he was probably around my age, he started walking with me. Now I knew he didn't go to my school, but he talking to me, and like I'm talking to him, because in my mind I'm like, oh, like maybe he liked me, like why is he walking me to school, because I knew he didn't go to my school. And so he asked me if I had a boyfriend, like whatever. And so like right before I got to like my front door of my school, he touched me, and it kind of violated me real quick, and it threw me off like really bad, because like the whole time I was walking with him, in my mind he must like me, because why are you here? And so when he touched me, it was like something in my brain kind of snapped, and like I wanted to defend myself, but it also scared me like really, really bad. So I think all I did was like turn around. I think I had like a piece of candy in my mouth. I like spit the candy at him, and I like pushed him real bad, but at the same time I really, really did not want him to like try to push me back. So I pushed him and I ran into school. And it like I really understand how, people who get assaulted say like, I was scared to tell somebody, because in my mind, like something about this was my fault. Like I either shouldn't have been late that day, or I shouldn't have been talking to strangers. Like something in my mind really was like, I set this up, like it was because of me that this happened. And so I was like scared to tell my mother. Like I wrote her a letter and like told her it happened, and I left the letter like on like the little, like if you walking downstairs part in the house, and I kind of just wanted her to find it. I couldn't like verbally say these words out of my mouth. I needed her to read it and just find out. And I really don't think she like ever read it, because like you just push it up there, throw it out on the trash day. So it took me forever to finally say something to her. But that thing really like, I didn't realize how much it affected me until I got older and started to like talk to guys, date guys. I have always been like kind of scared when a guy comes on too sexual too fast. Like if you say anything to me about sex and I just met you, it's like that's a red flag for me.
Fucking weirdo.
Right, because it's like, nigga, you don't even know me yet. Like why are you about to ask me what I like, or like that shit has always, and I think it's because of that thing. That really like,
that's pretty normal actually.
I mean, yeah, I've learned that, but yeah.
No, well,
That kinda- I guess it shapes the way I like approach people.
It's not accepted. It should be accepted. That shit is weird. End of the day, I think women also like y'all have way different perspectives than us when it comes to that. So like having a woman on this show, that's why I'm like, always, you did in my heart, cause like you give me a different perspective, cause like you was raised in a different way. You know what I mean? And like shit like that, I don't think neither one of us got a story like that in our childhood. You feel what I'm saying? Where somebody came and did something like now. It happens, but it's a rarity compared to women. Like you just said, it's normal. When that's just something that you probably won't hear from a female saying.
No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying it's known for her to think the way she was thinking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I took that.
Like one of the first things that they saying to you was something sexual. That's kind of a red flag. That's normal.
Oh hell yeah, them niggas do that every day. Goofy ass
That
niggas.
shit is creepy. Like it's
No, I'm saying it was
much.
normal for that to be a red flag.
Okay. All right.
But I just thought of something else. Something else that I feel like that happened in my childhood that shaped me into who I am today is when I was around 7 years. So I moved to Virginia when I was 5 years old. I lived in Hampton, Virginia, and Newport News, Virginia. Shout out to my man, AI, so he's from Newport News. And when I was around 6, maybe 7 years old, somewhere around there, I moved back to Baltimore. But my mom was still down in Virginia. And for everybody who doesn't know, I'm a mama's boy. Tita is my best friend. Like y'all know this. So for me to be like that close, and at this point in time, me and my father didn't really have a real tight relationship, just because I was with my mother for the first couple years of my life. Like so, we didn't really have the super tight knit relationship. And then he also did have a girlfriend at the time, and it was like. Of course, now she's my heart. That's like my second mother. I love you, Miss Alicia. But at that point in time, it was like,
who this?
Exactly. You're not my mother. Shit. So, but that was kind of hard for me. And like being 6 or 7 years old, all I wanted to do was be with my mother, call my mother, see my mother. I remember being at my grandfather's house 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, can't sleep, banging on his door just because I want him to call my mother. Like plenty of times, like up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, crying because I want to see my mother. Shit like that. Like. That was something that I feel like that's why me and her are so tight now, and I don't really want to let go because of the fact that like I spent so much time. Like she lived in a different state up until because it was between not really a different state because she lived in Virginia, but she moved to Southern Maryland, Pax River, Maryland, which is a good 2-3.5 hours away. So damn near a different state, but she lived that far away from me up until I was at least like 9 or 10 years old. So for those 3 to 4 years, I was really only seeing my mother spring breaks, summer breaks, Christmas, Thanksgiving, shit like that. That shit ate me. Like that shit ate me. Cause like exactly. He remembered like that shit ate the fuck out of me. Like that shit. Yeah. So like now I want to spend every second I can. I call her every 5 seconds. I'm not on the phone with her. Me and her texting. She's my best friend. So, I feel like that's why me and her have this such tight-knit relationship we have now, because those 3-4 years that we weren't really together.
Okay. I got a question I want to ask everybody at the table, because we all adults now. What would you tell your younger self? What would you tell that child at that age now? What advice would you give them? Like, you feel what I'm saying? What would you tell your younger self? We can go down the line if y'all want to, but I just want to hear whoever need a second to think, but what would you tell that child that was scared at that moment? Or, give him some advice. What would you say to him?
I think my first initial thing is like, you gonna make it. You gonna be alright. Because I feel like in the moments, like, even thinking about all of this stuff, like from piggybacking off of what everybody says, like, you kind of, when you have fear in the moment, you just want to know that, like, am I gonna be alright?
Yeah.
Type situation. But it's like, then you're not, because you in it.
Yeah.
You going through it. You're not thinking like, like you thinking that moment's pretty much gonna last forever. But like kind of knowing that it'll eventually be alright. Cause it's like, my wife be getting on me sometimes about this. She be like, you always say it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be alright. I'm like, cause I'm already speaking into existence. You know what I'm saying? I went through so much in life. Yeah. You gotta manifest and say you're gonna be alright. You gonna everything gonna be fine after this.
Ty, what would
you
tell yourself, man?
I say cherish the good times and take the risk, man. Cause a lot of times when I was younger, it was opportunities that I didn't pursue because I was living in fear. So I say don't live in fear and just take that risk and. Like I said, cherish them good times because you never know when they'll end. You know what I mean? Because I know there's some good times that y'all probably want to go back to. You know what I mean? That feeling. I mean, drinking out the water hole with your brothers. And it's just, you know what I mean? Little things like that, man. That stuff counts, man. So, like, yeah, I just say cherish the moments.
Shit. I tell my younger self, not everybody your friend. Not everybody your bro. Not everybody your sis. Not everybody gonna fuck with you. Not everybody gonna like you. Don't try to fit into what everybody like. That shit.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot of what I would say to my younger self.
Right,
Stop trying to fit in and like fuck with those who fuck with you.
Yep.
Everybody's not your friend.
So,
And I definitely probably would have told myself to stand up for myself more. Like, yeah.
Let me go.
Go ahead.
I would say, yo, cherish the time. And the reason I say it is because a lot of the times that a lot of loved ones got cut short for me. A lot of them. And I wish I could got to know y'all a little bit more than I did. You know, specific events. You know, my grandmother, there was a time before that where we barely talked, you know what I mean? And it was like certain shit I wish I would have, you know, cherished more. And I went to see her more, went to go talk to her more. And, you know, pick the brain more, you know what I mean? Even though I got great memories with her, but once I got to like my adolescent age, my teenage age, I started like drawing back. But as a teenager, you know, I ain't know no better, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just thinking she gonna live forever. But even with my brothers, like, I'm thinking they gonna live forever and I'm gonna see them forever. But no, cherish that time while you got it, my brother, my younger self. That's what I would say.
I say, keep your head up. It's not always gonna be dark times. Don't be scared to chase your dream. Like Tyrone said, take that risk. Because a lot of shit that I didn't do, I didn't pursue, like I feel like I should have, just being scared and being reserved. So.
That's a motherfucker.
Let me turn it to a lighter note, y'all. A lighter
Let's
note.
do that.
Because I know this whole episode been sad as shit. This shit been grim.
Nah, you need those. Though.
What's some things that made you get into either the profession you're in or what you are passionate about?
I think he should answer that.
So, a lot of people ask me, why did I name it Too Legit and stuff like that. For those who don't know, it was called FOB at first. You know what I'm saying? It was gonna be family over business. You feel me?
Okay.
And then I changed it. I'm like, man, nah, I need something legit.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So I check up the definition for legit, and it's confirming to the rules. So I'm like, man, we gonna be too legit. We gonna make our own rules. You feel what I'm saying? So I started like, you know, branding it. And for those who don't know, this logo right here, it spells out Too Legit in there. And man, y'all gotta really look at it to really see
I
it.
have been, I ain't gonna lie.
All right, so what? It's a 2, L,
See, now I get it.
G, T.
Oh, it definitely
That's
did.
hard. I never paid that. That's hard.
It definitely
Yeah.
did. I thought it was a Chinese too or some shit, but no,
I
it
got
definitely,
facts.
it definitely do. The
Oh,
two,
shit.
the L,
That is
G,
tough.
the I, and the T.
This guy's good.
That's like your polo symbol.
Yeah.
Put this.
Yeah, so
Why you don't just put this?
I don't know. I have. You feel me?
you
I
have?
have. I got like. That's what I'm saying. So much coming.
Nah, I fuck with that. That's
So
tough.
much
You should put
coming.
that like on the hat. Just the two
Yeah.
right there on the hat.
It's a hard change.
Because a lot of people don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So like when it'll look like just a
I ain't
damn
gonna lie, but
Chinese
I've been
symbol.
looking at it too.
That's what I thought it was. That shit was some Chinese or something. Found a Chinese symbol.
Too or some shit.
Yeah.
No, it's hard,
basically, so like like I was saying, what was the damn question?
No, what made you get to your profession? Something like what you?
Oh yeah. So damn, and then that music shit. You know what I'm saying? So for those who don't know this either, I was doing poetry. I was doing poetry before I started getting the music. I got some poetry. I got some shit. Like, I mean, but it's like, I started putting it on beats. You feel me? And like started like, first I started off, I didn't know how to say it. I mean, because like I said, I had it in a poetry form, so I didn't know how to put it on the beat. You feel me? So I started, fixing my kid and starting to like get into the musical side. So like it was like, damn, like oh shit, this nigga kind of good.
Nice.
This guy's kind of good. But yeah, like just that and the clothing came with it. I mean, and then like it's just I got so much. I mean, I just don't. It's too much. I mean.
I don't know. With me, it's a little different. I don't know. I guess we always had a crew behind us. We always been like a pack of wolves, motherfucker. Like young wolves out this motherfucker. So it's like certain things, we just had to put a name to it. And I don't know what kind of motive this was. I don't know. I really wish I could remember that conversation or how we came up with this shit, or how we came up with Push. I really would love to remember that conversation. If I could have any memory, I would take that shit out and try to figure out how we came up with that shit.
I don't remember the conversation we had. I remember what it was.
I remember somebody had a tattoo. No, this is what I remember. Somebody.
Was it ASAP?
No. Somebody. Chris. Oh, one of them. They had Push tattoos. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm.
No, it was Malcolm.
Malcolm. Definitely was.
Malcolm.
He had a Push tattoo, but it stands for something praying
Until
to
something happens.
so something happens. And I was like, yo, I fuck with that. But I don't make something. I make it our own. We was kids too, so it was like
12, 13.
And then Push went from Push, and then it became the motto, and then it became the brand, and then it became Never Stop Pushing. So it was like it kind of like a fucking snowball, like one of them things. Like it just kept rolling. So once we turned to the NSP, I was like, oh yeah, this us. You feel me? Like. I fuck with that. That's us. Never stop pushing. So I was like, you know what I mean? And it was just a family thing. I just think we was always a pack of young wolves trying to figure out what the fuck, who gonna be the alpha, who the beta, but who gonna, what we gonna do? He's a beta man.
Hey, big shout out to, you know what I'm saying? I remember when y'all hit me up to come to that video shoot. It was just Mike.
2017,
18.
Bro, listen. All I remember is I'm in the crib. I forgot all about it. I mean, it's like, yo, is you coming to that, bro? I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. So y'all pulled up on me, coming to get me. I'm like, I did not expect what I was walking into, bro.
Shit turned into a fucking zoo.
I just threw something on, chilling, boom, no haircut. I'm coming. These niggas pulling up. Got shorties hopping out of trucks and shit. I'm like,
turned into a zoo out there, motherfucker.
I said, yo, what's going on? I come in the house, I'm like, it's more of them.
After that,
Two fucking vans full of college girls and college niggas.
Yo, I say, these niggas.
Turned the whole house out.
Ever since that.
I remember we was jumping and that fucking floor was going. And that shit go through. Yo.
Boss said, hell no.
Nah, that's hilarious.
That shit getting real.
Yeah, that shit turned into a real party after a while.
Yeah.
That's what I love about black people. We gon' party, nigga.
I say this though. Y'all have never once made me not feel like family. Y'all will always be my brothers. I love y'all niggas, man. You feel me? Definitely. I mean, like, I never thought we would get as close as we are now. You feel me? Like, my man D, I think me and D was closest first. You feel me? Basketball. You know what I'm saying? I remember my man came in one day and was dunking everything. I don't know what got into him. He never dunked. And this one day he was flying. I was like, yo, move from this guy. Just dunking. Like, God damn, it's a layup. Do the layup. Yeah, I'm gonna dunk this bitch. And it was just like, yo,
from there's been
my guys, man.
And I just think we know genuineness, my nigga. We know real vibes and real genuine people. So, you accept it regardless. You feel me? And I think that's anybody in the crew. Like, we just, that's just how we rock, my nigga.
We fuck.
And we gonna sniff out a phony ass nigga before, we all got our flaws, but we gonna sniff out a phony nigga before we, you know what I mean? We gonna sniff him out early, my nigga. Show enough. Show fucking enough. Anybody else got to answer that question?
Who made you get into teaching?
I've legit like always liked kids. Like before, well, obviously before I started teaching. When I was like 12, I started like a babysitting business. And like when I tell you, I was so serious about my shit. Like there was like a local store in my neighborhood. It was like a Starbucks mixed with like a 7-Eleven. I went in there. I had posters made, and I like put my poster up on their little wall. I was literally going to people's mailboxes, like delivering my poster because I was just trying to get business. Like I really, sure enough, wanted to be a babysitter, and I was for a while. And then there was also like I think I knew for sure I wanted to teach. When I was 16, I had a job at a pool. But I can't swim, so they put me. So I wasn't a lifeguard.
No life.
So they put me at the baby pool, and like I was only 16, but I really like think all the parents thought I was grown. I know the kids thought I was grown, probably because I was tall. Because the kids would come up to me, ask me questions and shit, and then adults would come up to me. So I'm like, they think I'm somebody. I ain't nobody. And it kind of just made me like, I always wanted to be with kids. So, yeah.
Hey, I got 2 badass kids. Whenever you want them.
Good talk.
Me, shit. This music, for me, my father. My father is my biggest inspiration. Like, my father and Backlund, my biggest inspirations. Like, I remember 7, 8 years old sitting in the studio with my father. Like, I remember riding around, just him writing his raps, just because he's riding around the car, not going nowhere, just driving for hours, 2 hours, 3 hours.
He's freestyling.
Oh yeah, you ain't know that? You ain't know that Backlund?
I know Backlund. I'm talking about D Davis. D can rap.
Oh, see, that's old Baltimore shit right there.
It's nice.
Block boy music, nigga.
Yeah, but like I remember sitting exactly like he said.
Yeah.
He was there. Chauncey was there too.
I was
In the
there
car,
for
2, 3
all this
hours.
shit,
Exactly.
man.
In the car for 2, 3 hours, just riding around the city, just listening to beats, writing his music. So, it was like
They used to own a studio on Park Heights.
he still owns the building, but he don't got the equipment in there no more.
Yeah.
Actually, no, the equipment still is in there.
I'm gonna tell him like this next time I see him spit a ball right now.
But yeah, like it was like a specific time that I remember. I used to, cause y'all remember the iPod Nanos.
God damn.
Exactly. Right.
God.
Well, say sidekick.
Somebody want a little small one.
Yeah,
No,
rotate the
Oh, the rotator. I'm thinking about the one button joint.
That's the shuffle. I had one.
Oh, yeah. He's talking about when you can use your thumb. You can use your thumb and
Oh,
then you
I had a
can roll.
Nano.
Yeah,
I remember those.
So he had one of those.
Yeah, all those music on my
The
phone.
fat one?
No, you
That was
had
the small one.
That was
like
like
the
the
fat.
original.
He had the
That shit
small
was like
one.
the
Like
one.
this
That
shit.
one was like the one you go watch the
This
movie.
shit's like a like a what you call it?
Oh, they should have had a Burberry. I mean a Blackberry. I had a Blackberry. I'm smoking.
I'm Blackberry.
Smoking crack.
I know black people be like black people.
Smoking crack.
No, that was the shit. My Blackberry. Take a picture, nigga.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
He used to download all his music on the iPods, and I used to come home after school when I was like 12 exactly. I was 12. That was wrote my first rap. I was 12 years old. It was because I used to take his iPod after
Spit it right now, nigga.
Honestly, I don't remember. I remember it was called Full Time Grind. I do remember that. I just don't remember none of which one. But so
I wish I could remember when I wrote my first song.
he told me. So I went and took the iPod, and I used to. This was every day. I used to go in the house, take do my homework, grab my basketball, grab his iPod, and go in the driveway and just dribble the basketball, listen to music. And there was this one day while I was listening to whatchamacallit, and the beat came on. For some reason, the beat just kind of just played in my head and repeated in my head. So I decided to write to it. I put the shit on repeat, decided to write to it. Put the basketball in the house, sat outside, wrote to it. He was at work. He used to work all crazy hours like you do now, driving a cement truck, so he never knew when he was get off. He got off like 9 o'clock. I left the paper that I wrote it on the kitchen counter, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up the next day to go to school, it was gone. So I'm like, I'm excited as shit. Like, yeah, he read it. He ready to say this. He ready to do that. Blah, 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 blah. He got back home. I remember in the song, I remember I had all types of fucking Lamborghinis, Bentleys, all types.
Threw that shit away,
Hell
damn.
no, he was like, he put it down on the table. He was like, what's out? He was like, what's in the driveway? And at this time, he had his Can-Am. We had a Cadillac, a Toyota, and a Pontiac. I ain't got none of that shit no more. Fuck that. But all that shit. Oh, but yeah. So we had all that. He was like, "What's in the driveway?" I told him what was in the driveway. He was like, "What's on this piece of paper?" And I'm like,
Lamborghinis and shit.
exactly. He was
How
like,
you
you ain't got
feel?
none of that. He was like, write what you talking about. Write your life.
That's a
Write
lesson,
you.
though.
Exactly. And that's why I make the music that I make now. Like, you don't see me talking about I got all this shit, I got all that. No, I talk about my life. I talk about what I go through. And that's him. That's all him. He's my biggest, of course, the Tupacs and the Eminems and all them, they my favorite rappers. But my biggest inspiration, the reason for me picking up this mic at all is my father.
Davis. Pimp shit, nigga.
Thanks.
Playing with your son too, nigga.
Hey, yo.
Nah, he's talking shit, yo. Y'all gotta hear some of his records.
Uncle D filed his shit, bro.
I remember all his shit too. All of it.
Just treat him like cars, gas him up. I know. He got nasty. He got disrespectful when it was.
Hey,
Magnum
can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Out of all these artists in here, right?
Yeah.
Say a bar that y'all think is one of y'all hardest.
My hardest bar? Damn.
I'm a rap motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on.
My hardest bar? Shit.
Say.
Shit.
Go ahead. You
I can't think. No, Nick be making music too. That nigga can jump in. My hardest fucking bar.
Damn, Ty, what the fuck? My hardest
I
bar?
was like 13.
Say a bar that you like. That's gonna have everybody like.
God, because
Probably from Letter from Charlie.
Uh-oh.
I was talking about my brother. The hardest bar though, I was speaking my shit to that motherfucker though.
I really rap, Slim, so I got a bunch of bars in my mind right now.
Hello.
Yeah, because I just want to say it, but I don't think it's the hardest. Go ahead.
Man, talk your shit, nigga. Let me hear that.
Fuck the glitz and the glamour, my words that hit like a hammer.
Yeah.
As you stammer and say, God damn it, he must be the man of grammar and vocabulary, scary, just like the movie.
That logical shit. Yeah.
Man said, fuck the glamour, the hammer. Yeah, nigga. Bars.
Yes, Lord.
Get real.
I still can't think of mine, but
Yeah,
I know
I'm
the deepest probably came from Letter to Charlie. Shit, if I spit the whole verse out of this motherfucker, I was flowing the whole way. I ain't stopped.
Go ahead, nigga. Go ahead. Flow it.
Let me see how I remember. It's been a minute. Don't keep that bullshit around me. A couple homies, yeah, they sitting in the county. Don't worry about a bounty. I hope that they don't out me.
Yeah.
Damn. Let me get it flow. In the county, don't worry about a bounty. I hope that they don't know me. I gotta remember this shit, bro. It's been a long time, bro. Hold on. Come back to me. We gonna come back to me. Cause I gotta remember that shit.
Shelly Belly. Bloodline coming out. Come on, talk to me.
I'm surprised you ain't say reality.
That's what I'm trying to think. Reality was one of my hardest records. Me personally, one of my favorite.
You saying that bad boy? Talk to him.
I say everything. The hook is hard as stuff though. Ever since a youngin' nigga had goals. Stood on 10, wasn't trying to get back though. See why they envy me, cause I'm up now. Friends turning enemies cause of bust downs.
That was a bar.
Put it on D. Let me hear that.
The first thing.
See, I gotta see if I remember my shit.
One of them I said, the way the game look, these niggas need to hit the books. The only time that they should rap is when the Stockton's on the hook. And another one.
That was recent, wasn't it? I feel like I just seen it. Yeah, okay.
And then another one where I said, NSP Anthem. I feel like that's my hardest verse. I said, top down in the coupe, nigga lane switching. See so much smoke, think the engine missing. I belong in illegal or federal prison, cause I'm a cutthroat baller, call me OJ Simpson. That shit was a bar.
These niggas is different.
That was a bar.
Nah, to be legit, you sparked the question. Talk
I know I got too many goddamn shit. I say, y'all know how to shake dice?
Yeah.
Y'all know CeeLo and all that?
Oh, I don't know CeeLo, but I know CeeLo.
Yeah.
You know CeeLo,
I
right?
never played it.
I said, what the hell did I say? I said, damn.
See? Nigga, this shit get hard when you try to
No, I had. I was like,
spit some of my father bars. Hey, hold on, you gonna think I wrote that shit?
Well, you go ahead while they get
Yeah, do that.
together.
What do you say? Oh, okay.
Excuse me, miss. My name is D. And I'm telling you, as you can see, now I'm a man of my word, and I can put you in that bird. Just say the place, and I can put you in that curb. Now this ain't about stunt, man. This is about you. And if you got a man, shorty, he ain't got a clue. I can see your stress, and I can see your pain. I'm just trying to put some sunshine in your rain. Put you in the rain coming off those hills. That visual right there just gave me the chills. All I want to hear is "Baby girl, that you will." And it was another. I don't want to spit the whole verse, but it was one line where he said, he said something. He was like, "Oh yeah, the Gucci, the Louis, the Fendi, the Wendy, the Williams, the gossip, the bossip. Yeah, that's my life. But the music, my wife, and I'ma cheat on her tonight if you with it."
I'm like, yo,
That shit was hard. I give y'all one. I got two actually. Alright, so look, it was this joint called Home Alone, but I said, you'll be rolling dice with his life. Keep it gangster when we out on the lit. Catch a nigga at the 7-Eleven, it's 4 or 5 and hit 6.
Catch a nigga at the 7-Eleven. It's 4 or 5 and hit 6. You might be on.
And then it was this joint I said, bust down Tatiana, little thotty mama need a bad chick like the shorty off of Colombiana. Take her to Bahamas and shorty might be my baby mama. I ain't with the drama, I promise I'm really honest. Mama suck me sloppyana, no use her teeth like a damn piranha. Wet just like Moana, she swallow when I release Ohana. Put her in designer, the Gucci, Fendi, the Louis Prada, brain for $1. I promise she could have been a scholar.
wow. Okay.
Bar City.
I promise she could have been a scholar.
That's it.
Y'all hear the bars? Y'all hear us out here? Tell us what y'all think out
You
there.
could have sung one of your songs.
Oh, one of my songs. Y'all can get really emotional. This
Girl, there's some things you did.
It's a Renzo
I can't believe you say you got love for me, but right now it's just so hard to see. I want you to talk to me, but now I just wanna be free. My heart cold and my mind can't breathe. The toxic love suffocating me. That was a banger, Slim.
You got me triggered.
Greatest hits coming 2030. It's on the track.
I love you, baby.
Come on, people, tell us out there what's something that from your childhood that y'all feel like shaped you into the person you are today. And what's some things that make you do the things that you do today, whether it be your profession or whether it be your passion. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
thank you to our special guests out here.
Tatu Legit. Gang
Tell them where they can find you at, my good brother.
Y'all can find me on all platforms, Google, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? Tatu Legit _ TikTok. We got like 50,000 followers. Y'all know what's going
Yes,
on.
Lord.
Damn.
You feel me? We going crazy out here, man. Shout out to my guys, NSP, man. Let's get it. Gang, gang.
Period.
Baby D, take us out with the song of the day.
Today we got Amon Back in the Day. Take me out, T.
Back in the day when I was young.
Not a kid anymore, but some days I said wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I still wish I was a kid again.
Back in the day.
I remember way back then.
What? I remember way back when.